Litchfield we went to Katherine and did a 3-gorge river cruise.
So plan is head upstream, top of the first gorge. That's where we come across that first rock bar. Then a 500 metre walk through to the second gorge where we hop on another boat. Take that second boat through to the top of the second gorge, disembark, walk around that following rock bar as well. It's about a 50 metre walk through to that third gorge. We then hop on the third gorge boat, head up to the top of the third gorge, turn around, make our way back downstream the same way we came, back over those walks. Now, we are stopping for a swim, of course, or you guys will be. I'm probably not going to hop in this morning. But where we will be doing that is between the first and second gorge. So before you actually swim there, we will see it as we walk around it. So there's a couple of rock pools there. We're going to spend about 45 minutes to an hour there when we are on the way back downstream. And either side of us, of course, we have cliff faces. So these mark the beginning of our gorge system, but also the start of what is known as the Arnhem Land Plateau. So the Arnhem Land Plateau, what it is a massive block of sandstone. It stretches from here all the way through to Kakadu. So 2001, the cane toad turned up. Now these crocodiles, they can only eat things that they can swallow whole, and so the cane toad is the perfect sort of size meal for them, visually speaking, but of course they're not, as they do secrete a very dangerous toxin known as bufotoxin. So freshwater crocodiles indulged on the cane toad when they first turned up here. So people are swimming and canoeing with this crocodile at the moment, and so there's never been an issue with them. So just lots of intersecting crisscrosses, and then the river flows through the deepest of them. So you can see these subgorges either side of us, indicating another fracture line. Where we are now, it's 35 metres deep. The reason it's so deep here is because here on the right we've got this subgorge, of course, so fracture continues off to the left hand side, which it does, but take note you can't pair it up with another subgorge here. Now this corner of the river, it also holds a lot of cultural significance for the Jawa, and this is because the Jawa believe that during Burr, a creational being known as Bolong the Rainbow Serpent passed through here. So Bolong carved the gorge out within his own image. After he did this, he fell in with this gorge system. So because of Bolong being here, the Jawa, they will not come to this corner of the river to fish, swim, or even collect water. Here on the right hand side, you can see all these ferns. So these ferns need a constant supply of water all year round. Fortunately, sandstone's porous and there's a catchment on top. The water filters down through the rock here till it arrives here for the ferns that you can see. That's about the rest of the wall.
It's very good at what he does. Very good at what he does. I'm so glad we came to the boat. I'm going to be interested to see.
Over here on the right. Alrighty guys, just on the way back downstream, I'm not going to talk too much more. I'll point out some things just as we come across them. But besides that, I'll give your ears a bit of a rest. So if you want to sit back and relax, just let the gorge do the speaking for itself. Although if you have any questions or anything like that, if you want to come down and ask me, I'll be more than happy to have a bit of a chat to you. But other than that, sit back and relax. And we'll be parking up in about 10 minutes for that swim. So this sandy beach here on the left hand side, this beach here does actually have a nesting site on it. You can have a good look at it. Now first of all, these sandy beaches, they form in every low energy zone of the river. So when you have a high river, it's fast flowing, there's a lot of energy, so high energy right in the middle. But any inside corner or anything sheltered by sandstone, there's less flow, so less energy. So in these less low energy zones, you get sand sediment being deposited. You get these steep sandy banks which the freshies nest in. So here on the left, between the two lines of trees here, you might be able to make out slide marks. So the slide marks are a little bit faded, but you can see the crocs come out of the water, up the beach, dug a hole out in the sand, laid eggs in it, circled back around, made its way back into the water. So where you see those little depressions, those little holes in the sand up there, there are eggs incubating there at the moment. Now, the mother came up, tested the temperature of the sand, found it was between 28 and 34 degrees, and then laid her eggs in it. So she laid between 15 to 25 eggs in her clutch, buried her eggs, then made her way back down to the water, and that was her job done. So of all the eggs laid throughout this system, generally only about 30% actually hatch. And so before I tell you what's happening, so what happens to the other 70%, the temperature of the sand is very important. So it determines not only the length of time in which the eggs incubate for, but also the sex of the hatchlings when they finally come out their eggs. So eggs incubating between 28 and 30 degrees, all the hatchlings, they'll be female. They'll take around 125 days to incubate. 30 to 32 degrees is a mixture of sexes, and then 32 to 34 degrees, all the hatchlings, they're going to be male. They take around half the time to incubate, as opposed to those female freshies. So what determines the temperature is the depth in which the eggs are laid. So eggs sitting at the bottom of the nesting site, female, as it's cooler down there, and they're incubating at a cooler temperature. As those eggs pile up, the eggs sitting at the top of the nest, closer to where the sun's beating down the surface of the sand, they're more likely to be male. And they take between 32 and 34, about 60 days to incubate, so 2 months.
I can show you the world. Shining, shining, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide?
You see freshies on the right hand side, just less often this time of day, just because as you can see, you've got more shade there on the right hand side. So freshies, they do have a lifespan of about 80 years. The males, the biggest male freshwater crocodiles have measured in at just over 3 metres. So just judging by that one size, I would estimate it to be around 40 years old. So bigger, again, the bigger the freshwater crocodiles here, the more used to the boats they are. So they've been watched by tourists for well over 40 years here. So some of those freshies are really comfortable with the boats, such as that one we just saw. So in this river here, there's also lots of different species of fish. So to name a few, black brim, barramundi, catfish, archerfish, long tom, tarpon, so about, again, 50 different species. Crocodiles aren't the only reptiles here by the river. We've also got water monitors, so the Mertens water monitor. You find them around the place, although they did drop off dramatically when the cane toad turned up. Turtles like the northern snapping turtle, the short-necked turtle, and the currently endangered pig-nosed turtle. So this creek here, it is spring-fed. So groundwater flows into this first gorge all year round, doesn't stop flowing. And that is the issue. So we can't survey this creek. So imagine with those helicopters, the purpose of the overhead helicopter flights is to reduce the reflection of light on the surface of the water, and they can see deeper down and spot a salty. Of course, with those overhanging trees, that's pretty useless. You can't see through those trees. It's quite shallow through there as well, so you can't take a tinny through there, but there are deep pools that you can get to eventually. But of course, a tinny won't be able to get to these deep pools. And so that water level there is no problem for a saltwater crocodile at all. There's no rock bars whatsoever that divide us off from this creek. So, you know, we have no idea if a salty's gone up there in the wet season or not. And of course, if there is one up there, you know, there's nothing stopping it turning around and make its way downstream. And with that saltwater crocodile population growing as fast as it is, you know, one of these days that's what's actually going to happen. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Eventually there will be a salty that's gone up there in the wet season, and you know, August time we'll be doing cruises, and then out of nowhere we'll be seeing a salty. It'll be interesting when that day comes. Now here in front of us we've got all of these bats roosting. So we've got about 2 species of flying fox here. So we've got the little red flying fox, which you'll find down the east coast as well, and also the black flying fox, which is more endemic to sort of northern Australia. Now this is a really popular spot for freshwater crocodiles here because they like to bask in the sun, but not only that, they patiently wait for a bat to fall out of the tree. I would like to teach you one last Jawan word before you go, and that word is bor. So bor, spelled B-O-H, and what it means is see you later, or until the next time. So just on behalf of myself, Nitmiluk Tours, any other guide you might have met today, and of course the Jawan people, bor guys, thank you very much for coming out today. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Ideally learned something new as well, enjoyed your swim, and yeah, enjoy wherever your travels take you next. Thanks for coming out, guys. Cheers, bor.
Katherine to Kununurra was about a 6-hour trip crossing the NT and Western Australia border on our way. It was very tiring. Lake Argyle we stayed 3 nights, swam in the infinity pool and went on an amazing cruise.
It's a question about crocodiles. We're there. Okay, short eared rock wallabies. And additional prisons. You bring up grass colours, so process. 3 or 4 of these get chased down a rock face by some wild dogs. They wrap their dogs down though. I think the one coming down now is the mother. Joey around.
There was another little one, yeah, that went disappearing up there.
Up there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there he is, up the top.
He's sitting at the top of the lake.
Yeah, they got a nice little hardy hole here.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So they're actually
Shine a light on me, they let me down special. Shine a light on me, let that midnight special. Shine a light on me.
If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to Van About Oz. We'll see you next time.